So you've spoken about the taking of homes, the IDF killing civilians, killing children. What about the violence going the other direction? Israelis being killed, in part by terrorist action.
Well, it depends on how you define terrorism, right? Across history, one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist. Um I don't necessarily subscribe to the definition of terrorism. If uh, if a foreign army is in my neighborhood, which it's not supposed to be, and they're shooting live ammunition at my house, I'm allowed to do what I'm allowed to do. And again, this is yet another case of Palestinian exceptionalism, because when it comes to Ukraine, people have no problem seeing Ukrainians defending their homes, seeing Ukrainians uh, dying for their land, seeing Ukrainians making makeshift Molotovs on Sky News.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Sky News was running Molotov making cocktails. The New York Times ran an article interviewing a Ukrainian psychologist who said that hatred, I'm paraphrasing, but he said hatred for all um, Russians is actually a healthy outlet. The New York Post ran a headline championing quote unquote heroic Ukrainian suicide bomber. Um, these things we would not even dream of uh, as Palestinians. We are told to turn the other cheek time and time again. We're told that we should continue living inside these enclaves, without access to clean water, without access to the right to movement, without access to building permits, without our natural right to expansion, without a guarantee that if we leave our house, we're not going to be shot, and we're supposed to not do anything about it. That is absurd. Any person watching this understands this completely. People understand. People understand that if somebody is attacking your home, you fight back. If somebody is attacking your family, you fight back. That is not. But again, who gets to call who a terrorist? Who gets to define terrorism? This is all about who has power. Who gets to write these laws? Who gets to write these definitions? Why is it that American actions in Iraq is not called terrorism by American politicians? Why is violence is like this mutating concept, and it takes on many shapes and forms. And if it's in a uniform, if it speaks in English, if it has blonde hair, it's somehow acceptable. It's okay. We make movies about it. We sell out tickets about it. We make games about it. But if it's without a uniform, if it has a thick accent, if it has a beard, that's condemnable. That's wrong. That's terrorism.
Do you think violence is an effective method of protest and resistance in general?
In general, I think it has been, but I think, I believe in fighting on all fronts. I don't think violence alone is going to bring about change. I think there's so much to do in culture and shifting public opinion. There's so much to do in media and fighting back against media erasure and censorship. There's so much to do diplomatically and politically. And I think I would be naive if I don't take the power imbalance into consideration. One side has makeshift weapons, and the other side is one of the most sophisticated armies in the world. So I don't know how effective violence could be in this case.
But if you look at the flip side, do you see the power of nonviolent resistance? So Martin Luther King, Gandhi, the power of turning the other cheek. You spoke negatively about turning the other cheek.
Yeah.
So I sense that doing so has not been effective for the Palestinian people.
We've turned the other cheek generation after generation. There's this Zionist trope that is used against us. They say Palestinian rejectionism. They say that we reject everything. But if you look at the history, like our leadership, the Palestinian Authority has given up inch after inch, has compromised on acre after acre, has signed deal after deal after deal after deal, and still there is no peace. So turning the other cheek is not, the most effective method in my book.